So here we have an adenovirus. I made it slightly, it became a slightly elongated virus over here. Ideally, it is symmetrical in all dimensions. So this is a adenovirus in chimpanzee. They take that adenovirus and imagine here is the DNA of the adenovirus. What they do is they take the DNA and remove the genes in the DNA of this virus, the genes that are responsible to help the virus replicate. Remember, in the case of SARS-CoV-2 as well, there are genes that are in it that make proteins. For example, RDRP enzyme is made. For example, helicases are made that help the virus replicate. Similarly, every virus can carry with them the replication potential genes with them. So imagine this black piece is the gene of the adenovirus, which helps it make enzymes that would help it replicate. They remove this part from the DNA. The benefit of removing it is that this virus now, when it comes into our body, it will not be able to replicate. It would just be one unit virus and it would just be sitting around and it would be killed by our cells. But even if it goes in our cells, it cannot be replicating. So that is the nature of this virus after the management of the DNA. So once we have done that, then what the scientists do, so imagine now this is the replication gene that has been removed from the virus DNA. This is the remaining DNA. With that DNA, they attach the spike protein DNA of the SARS-CoV-2. So here you should challenge me and say, look, SARS-CoV-2 is an RNA virus. So why are they attaching a DNA here? Remember that for every RNA, there is a DNA complementary strand that you can actually build and convert the RNA into a DNA. So because the whole strand here for the virus, adenovirus, is a DNA strand, they convert the spike protein into a DNA piece as well. Oh, sorry, I said spike protein. Spike protein gene from SARS-CoV-2 is converted into a DNA as well. So that is what is happening with the adenovirus DNA. They've removed one piece and they have added another piece. Good. Now, now can I say that this genetic material here has all the information to make a new adenovirus plus make the SARS-CoV-2 spike proteins. They take this DNA and they give it to another cell, a cell here. These cells are called producer cells because they are going to produce the virus now. This is not in our body. This is all happening out in the laboratories in the AstraZeneca areas. So this DNA is injected into a producer cell. That producer cell would have this DNA inject into its DNA in the nucleus. So this all is this all is engineered. This is why it is not an easy thing for somehow some DNA piece is given into us and it goes into our DNA and then changes it. It's a very difficult thing. So now this virus DNA with the spike protein DNA is sent into the nucleus. In the nucleus then of this cell, messenger RNA is formed from this DNA. That messenger RNA is then picked up by these cute little ribosomes, and ribosomes will read the genetic material and make more viruses. They will make more viruses, correct? Now, this is all happening outside in the lab. These viruses now, which are formed, have the adenovirus packaging. Inside is the mutated or changed DNA. That DNA does not have the capability of replication, but it does have the spike protein DNA attached to it. These viruses are then taken out of these cells and then they are injected into one more kind of a cell. This cell, this cell is where I think these are called MR5 cells. These cells were harvested from a baby who was aborted. They took that baby's cells, and it is in the medicine, it is very common to borrow tissue from people who are dying, just like just like organ transplant, where somebody who's dying says, please take my heart or my lens or my liver or my kidneys. Similarly, people donate their bodies for medical research and medical usage. My anatomy teacher, professor who used to teach us anatomy, she had given a will that when she dies, her body should be used for medical research. So here, a child's, an aborted child's cells were used, and they are used again in the lab to help produce more viruses. So they have engineered those cells, they have made copies and clones of those cells. Those cells here are then given this new virus. But what they do is, remember that replication gene that helps the virus replicate, they have already injected that gene in this cell. Why is that? So this is all happening again in the lab. It's not happening in our cells. So now when the virus arrives into, or it is sent into this cell, virus will then open up, virus's DNA will come out. That DNA is then, so these cells are engineered in this way that DNA would then combine with the replication DNA that was removed from this virus DNA early on. That gene is now present in this cell. This whole thing then goes through the ribosome, and that ribosome finds this genetic material to make copies, and now this cell would start manufacturing the copies of this virus. But remember, inside the virus, the genetic material that is present does not have this gene. So this virus that is being formed has no capability of replication. It can only act as an envelope to bring the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein into our cells. So once that is done, and once these cells, and so these MR5 cells or whatever cells they are using, these cells, there are tons of these cells and they are just manufacturing these viruses. Then at some point, when they are comfortable that enough cells have formed enough viruses, then they kill these cells. Once those cells are killed, then these viruses, which are actually a vaccine, they come out. And I made this little ribosome. I love ribosomes. So this is a dead ribosome. He's just hanging out there. So now these viruses are harvested. These viruses are then bottled up, and that is the vaccine.